The motocross community has been blessed recently with a ton of games being released over the last few months. As July comes around, we are seeing the release of yet another game by the company Milestone. This time we're going back to the MXGP side of things. We're kind of ditching the Supercross and bringing in MXGP Pro. MXGP Pro came out on June 29th for PC players and everyone in Europe, while the console players, you guys have to wait until July 10th to pick up the game. I'm not really sure why they have to go ahead and like split the release date like this, but I managed to go ahead and pick up the game because I couldn't wait till like next week to make content on this game. I wanted to do it now, so I managed to go pick up the game and put some time into it. So here guys, in this video I'm going to be talking about my initial impressions on MXGP Pro. Let's get right into the video. So I know you guys may be wondering how this game is it worth the money, how does it compare to Monster Energy Supercross? I'm going to talk about everything that crossed my mind while playing the game for the first time in this video. The things that stood out, the things that are different, things that have improved, or things that are just plain bad. I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet and give you guys my honest opinion on it. So, you know, let's stop babbling and start talking about the juicy details of the game. I'm currently running a giveaway for a $20 gaming gift card of your choice throughout the entire month of July. All you have to do to enter is like the video, be subscribed to the channel, and throw a comment down below with your Twitter handle for your chance to win. The winner will be selected at the beginning of August and notified on Twitter. I'm going to start off by talking about what's good within the game, what I think is good within the game, and then move on to kind of the bad or like the iffy. There are some things that like I'm not really sure how I feel about. Are they good or are they bad? So for the good side of things, we have a ton of stuff to talk about, which means good things for the game, in my opinion. If there's a lot to talk about within the good category, that's good for the game. So to start off guys, I've been enjoying the game so far. It's been pretty enjoyable to play, and the first thing I noticed when I loaded up the game was that the menus have been redesigned. They look clean. The game looks very clean. They finally changed from the original MXGP game layout, and it brings something kind of new and fresh to the playing field. It's not the original menus, the same old menus we've had for the last 3 years. And it's not just the menus that look good either. The entire game, graphics wise, is super visually appealing. I was playing on PC with the graphics maxed out. The settings were like maxed out as high as they could go, but the game was literally looking amazing. Like if you can play like that guys, do it. They don't waste much time once you actually load up the game either. They throw you directly into a tutorial on the compound. You have this compound and you get to do this tutorial. It's a super interactive tutorial which actually teaches you like the basics of the game and focuses on like key aspects and tries to give you kind of a head start on getting into the game, dives you into the basics of the game. It also introduces you to your free roam area, the compound. Like I mentioned, you have a motocross track, a supercross track, and a home. It's this huge area to kind of just explore, have fun in, shred some laps. So get out there guys and enjoy it. I think it's cool that they can bring these like compound areas into the game where you can just go explore, have fun. It's like a big free roam map that is like your main menu. It's weird how it works. Like when you load up to the game, you're thrown into the compound, and then from there you can go and do everything. It's kind of like MX vs ATV All Out in its own way, and I think it's really cool that games can do this. We do have a variety of tracks within the game as well. Not only do we get the 2 compound tracks, there is a motocross track and a supercross track on the compound. There are 19 other tracks within the game, including WW Motocross Park in the United States. That's a pretty popular track in MX Sim, so if you guys play any MX Sim, you may have actually played WW Ranch before. You can do races on the compound. You can run MX Donations or do time attack races to beat your own records. Like there is a ton of stuff to do within the game race wise. But what about the customization, guys? What about customizing your rider and your bike? This is the part of the video where you could argue that these topics can be both good and bad for the game. While the character customization, it hasn't changed a ton, which could be bad, like we want new things. We do get more options for our riders and who we want to play as, but there aren't any like major changes within the customization. There's a ton of gear to choose from with real life brands just like the previous games, and I know a lot of people are probably concerned about, you know, running their own graphics in career mode, which would be sweet if we could. Here in MXGP Pro, the career is almost set up to make you not only use your sponsor's graphics kit, but you only have certain components you can use as well. There's like this fame level, and you have to level up your fame in order to get more components. Let me explain this a little bit. Starting off your career, you have no fame and are stuck with limited options for customizing your bike. As you gain more fame, you gain access to more and more bike parts, allowing you to get your hands on the best of the best. And it's actually an interesting system, and I wouldn't say it's what everyone wanted coming from, you know, MXGP3 and Monster Energy Supercross, but I'm willing to give it a chance. Like, people wanted to be able to go make a bike and then race that in career, and they went ahead and did something totally different. So I'm not sure how people are gonna like it, but me personally, I'm willing to give it a chance, and it's something new, it's something different. Even the riders, like in real life, they don't start out with the best of the best, they work their way up. While we're talking about customization and all that, I thought I'd actually mention like the bike tuning. The bike tuning within MXGP Pro it's crazy. It's way more advanced than what we've ever seen in the past, and it allows us to get pretty creative. You can actually change anything from your gear ratio to your brake response, your acceleration mapping, your wheelbase, and you have a ton of slots to actually save these setups to. And this is one handy feature because you can now actually like save your setup for various tracks, and you aren't stuck remaking a whole setup every new race. It saves a lot of time. Now, I can't do a whole video here, guys, without talking about the gameplay itself, and this is one of the last things I have to talk about. The gameplay, the riding, let's talk about it. I still don't really know if this should be considered bad or good for the game. The core base of the game is pretty much the same. They haven't really changed the core base of the game, and that kind of scares me. Like, over the years, that's gonna have to change. There are gonna have to be some improvements, some major changes to keep people coming back. Like, in a few years here, or maybe even by, you know, the next game that gets released, it's just gonna feel like the same game once again. So they are working on fixing things and kind of tweaking things to bring them to perfection. For example, you can't full send jumps anymore. You actually have to hit your landings and try and land smooth, which is something I've always wanted them to bring to the games. I've always wanted it within the MXGP games, because the first one, the second one, the third one, and in Supercross, you can just send it. You can jump literally to the moon. There is something fun about sending the outside wall at Las Vegas, but it's just not realistic or fair at all. Like, you can send that outside wall at Las Vegas in Monster Energy Supercross and just land flat, keep on going. Like, it just seems a little unfair. In MXGP Pro, you get rewarded for riding smooth, and that's a huge plus in my mind. The ruts don't really form on the track, and this is another thing that they seem to hype up coming into the game, but it doesn't seem like it's been really applied. The track deformation really only takes place in like the main line. Like, there aren't really a ton of ruts on the track, and there's almost like this main groove that gets dug into the track by, you know, all of the AIs that are running the same lines and everything, and that's the line you want to hit. I find if you go outside of that main line, it can almost cost you time and position. So my biggest tip is to hit the fast lines and stay smooth. The track deformation can definitely use some work, and so could the whips, guys. The free the whip movement has sadly guys, this is such a sad moment, it's not made its way to MXGP Pro. The whips, they're a little different. They don't feel 100% the same as Monster Energy Supercross, but they're very similar. They are so close. Like, I don't even know what has actually changed within the whips. They're just a little different. It's definitely not a free whip, and I don't know, it's as simple as that. It's not a free whip. Overall though, the game has seen some pretty valuable improvements, and the series itself seems to be getting like better and better and better with every release. The helmet cam runs smooth, and you can actually customize your own riding camera, and the game is finding ways to bring like these little new features into the game, which do make a difference in my opinion. My biggest complaint about the game is definitely the loading times. If you were concerned about Monster Energy Supercross loading times, well, then be prepared for some more waiting here in MXGP Pro. Like, the waiting times are no different. Now, the game does look amazing, and when you bring that into play, the wait time isn't too bad. Like, I was running my graphics maxed out, and it didn't take too long to load, so if I lowered my graphics a little bit, it might actually load a little bit quicker. I think if you are a true moto game fan, then you're definitely going to enjoy this game, and it'll be worth the money, and you'll be supporting the company so that we can keep on getting more and more and more games. If this means anything, guys, I had more fun playing this game for like 15 minutes than I have in all of my MX vs ATV All Out career. Since MX vs ATV All Out has came out, I haven't really had a ton of fun in it, and I've had more fun here since MXGP Pros came out. So that's saying something. Now, I am a little bit biased because I like the milestone games a little bit more, and All Out just went like up and beyond and a little too far with the freedom and everything. It's just not really a fun game, honestly. I don't know, at me if you want. I know some of you love All Out, and it's personal opinion, right? This game, it feels like a milestone MX game, so if you aren't a fan of the previous ones, then I can almost promise you that you won't be a fan of this one, of MXGP Pro, and kind of vice versa. Like, if you are a fan of the games, then you're gonna like this one. Personally guys, I've always enjoyed the MX games that Milestone produces, and this is just another one to add to the list. I hope this video helped some of you guys out with kind of deciding if you want to buy the game, getting an understanding on, you know, has the game changed? Is it just another MXGP game? I will be uploading a ton, guys, a ton of MXGP Pro content throughout the week, so stay tuned into the channel for that. Subscribe, comment below, like the video, and I'll catch you guys all later. Peace out.